Hi, I'm Hii Chang Kee, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Sarawak. We're talking about revenge travel now. It's because people really foresee there is a huge demand for travel once situation is safer and probably borders are open up for travel. I would see that is a trend that is going to happen. Even in Sarawak, I think now we promote domestic tourism. You talk about Siasito. And our theme for Siasito 2 actually is itching to travel. So that actually reflects how people really have the urge to travel again. If you observe carefully, for beach resorts, homestays near the beaches, uh, even like Mulu, is getting quite packed during the weekend. So that shows that the locals are really wanting to get out of homes, all right, of offices during the weekends. So I believe the destinations which is going to be very popular will still be those destinations which locals will go and the foreigners will go. I will, I will see like Bako National Park. I'll see the Orang Utan Semongot Nature Reserve. All right. I'll see the Santubong Peninsula like Damai, and probably places like in northern region like Nia, like Mulu, all right, and a lot of national parks like in Nundu Esmatan, you have Tanjung Datuk National Park, you have Gunung Gading, So all these places I foresee will be the place where the visitors will flock to once the border is open, even now among the locals. Yeah, I'll foresee that people, of course, they will go nearer to their homes, but I think there will be some adventurous ones who will venture into other divisions and even those places which they don't normally go. People now are picking up hobbies like hiking over the weekend. So there is a trend actually. Hospitality industry like tourism actually suffers, all right? Because we are not opening out our border. In Sarawak, our campaign is Sia Sitok 1 and 2. I think that will help the tourism industry, at least, even though it's domestic travel, but uh, the ground handlers, the transport sector, the destination owners, resorts, they still enjoy reasonable amount of business because of this domestic travel, because of this revenge tourism. Yeah. During good times like 2019, actually we enjoy about 4.66 million arrivals when the pandemic actually comes in March. Before that, for January, February, we actually see an upsurge of arrival. For the month of January and February, if you compare to 2019, right, there was an upsurge of 16%. So you can imagine if not because of pandemic, actually our tourism figures are surging. Yeah. So 2020 overall, we only see about 1.2 million compared to 4.66 million. So it depends actually on the situation, right? So hopefully this year we can still see about 1 million. Probably for 2022, when the vaccination program has been, completed among the communities and the borders are open, probably we can see about probably about 2 million. Last year, we did not actually close the borders absolutely, right? So during that time, actually, we have, through the State Disaster Management Committee, we have come up with a set of stringent SOPs. We really need to make sure the tourism and hospitality sector are prepared are knowledgeable, are very well versed with the SOPs, because this is very important for us to restart tourism. We don't want tourism to restart and because of SOPs, then things comes back to the same again. Tourism sector, they are actually prepared for those SOPs, right? They've gone through uh, some tours domestically, business events. They're still organizing events locally. So through that, SOPs are observed. It requires collaboration also from airlines, hotels, destination owners, and even the food outlets, because visitors will go there as well. So it requires actually everybody's effort to make sure tourism activities can go on under the watchful eyes of SOP observance. This is the important time before the tourists return. We have to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of product development, a lot of upgrading of the current facilities, and a lot of planning for the way forward to restart tourism. So this is what we are doing actually during this past year. So you can see the state government has come up with the state tourism master plan, the third tourism master plan, which is going to be completed very, very soon. And also, we also came up with our tourism exploration through the Sarawak Economic Action Council, SEAC. And actually, Sarawak, we come up with a lot of regional development authorities, all right, like the Samarahan Integrated Development Authority. We also have like Sri Aman Development Agency, we have Recorda. So everybody is doing its part to find out what can we do to improve the existing facilities, what can we do to introduce new products to tourism or for the visitors. So, and we get all the agencies involved, all right, like Sarawak Forestry Corporation, who is the custodian of all the national parks and nature reserves, to look into improving all the existing facilities. So, and also we train a lot more tourist guides and park guides during this time. So we do all this, I think, only with one objective, is to prepare ourselves for the return of the tourists. Yeah. We are working with SFC to open up more national parks for the visitors across Sarawak. All right. And also, I think we work with agencies, right, like Sarawak Economic Development Corporation, SEDC. They are also having a very dynamic master plan to develop the uh, Santuban Peninsula. There will be renovation of the Damai Lagoon, the former Damai Lagoon Resort. So, and some other new hotels which are still actively in the planning stage. Recently, we also work with a lot of private sectors to develop what we call farm stay with educational objective, like you can come and visit farms. Children have never seen how vegetables grow, how fruit trees looks like, how farm animals looks like. So I think these are things private sector, the statutory body, and the state government is working on. We identified two elements for Sarawak's tourism to focus on in the next 10 years, which is one, ecotourism, right? Number two, with business events. But how are we going to achieve this? So we want to achieve to become a leading destination, right, for ecotourism and business events by empowering the communities, all right? One. Number two is to preserve our nature, our heritage, our culture. And we do this by or through responsible actions. I think nowadays travelers, they no longer want to just visit a destination, but they want actually to experience. Experiential tourism is the way forward. So I think they would like to go into, say, probably how to cook a traditional dish, how to weave traditional textile, uh, how to go into handicraft making. We have 26 or 27 ethnic groups. So definitely Sarawak, we are very, very rich in our local culture and heritage. So I think the young people nowadays, we need to educate them in order for them to appreciate their own culture, their own heritage, and more importantly, not only appreciate but how to sustain, make sure this local heritage and culture will pass on, will sustain for generations to come. Yeah. So under our ministry, we have the Sarawak Arts Council, right? Who is organizing a lot of classes. Even now it's pandemic, they try even to do Zoom tutoring on various types of traditional dances. Sons or Sarawak Orchestra, right? Um, has been established by the state government, I think, many, many years back, right? So, of course, they started as an orchestra with focusing more on the Western uh, uh, instruments. But in order to make sure that we also preserve our own heritage, now we are even venturing into a traditional orchestra, traditional musical instruments. Yeah, and also we also recently set up the junior sons orchestra. Yeah, so these are efforts to make sure we have covered a wide variety, right, from Western to traditional, and also covering a wide age group, right, from adult orchestra to junior orchestra. Yeah, and they have weekly practice, and we also try to organize a few events a year where they could showcase what they have learned, all right, to the public, or in a properly organized musical events. Are some of the efforts that we try to make sure that the young people nowadays are becoming our ambassadors, right? To make sure that we preserve and promote our arts, culture, and heritage. Right now, of course, our gallery will be more in the form of various museums. All right, yeah. So we have the Sarawak Museum, Borneo Cultures Museum, which is going to be completed very, very soon and open up to the public. So that will be the second largest museum in Southeast Asia. So a lot of the exhibits and displays will be portraying the culture, the heritage of all the 27 ethnic groups in Sarawak, including the historical displays will also be there. Apart from the main museum, we have Islamic Museum, we have Chinese History Museum, we also have Textile Museum, Natural History Museum. So all this, I think it will provide a whole heritage trail for the visitors to visit. Um, and of course, one of the other things that we want to look into will be the art gallery, right? Right now, I think we are looking into probably an arts museum and also an art gallery where the local artists could display their work, and probably is a learning workshops can be organized. So hopefully we will realize this in very, very near future. While our borders are still closed, so we, in the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Sarawak Tourism Board, we really encourage the local Sarawakians do spend some time to explore our own home state. All right, we have been traveling all over the world, but I think this is a time where we start to explore the wonders, the beauty, and the lush green environment of Sarawak. We have so much to offer. That's why we come out with our theme, Sarawak More to Discover. Please do join our Siasito. Thank you.